Hey, welcome to episode, I don't even know what episode it is. We're Porter TV. I think we're five.
Five or six.
Five, yeah. So we're hitting the road today. We're heading to a guitar show in Seattle. So we are going to take you along for the journey. So let's go.
This way. Yeah.
Just 5 seconds of the road.
Going to the store. Look out, Seattle.
Right.
Where guitars
Get
coming.
some B-roll stuff.
Yeah. These are all of. This is the back. Look at all that stuff. There's an amp down there.
That's right.
It's better to have more than not enough.
You're going, okay. Hey, what's going on? Porter TV here. We're on the road. We just pulled up in front of this guy's shop here and gave him a call and said we were out front. So we're here with Rick Matthews of Matthews Effects. How's it going, man?
Going good.
Sorry for the surprise
No,
drop in.
it's
We're
always a good
I
surprise.
I think Rick is in the Tri-Cities. Let's stop
Yeah.
in and say hi. So that's what we did.
Yeah, good times.
And so we're here in the shop. This is a cool place.
Yeah, so the
Where all the magic happens, right?
magic, the secret magic, yeah, all
Secret
of
magic.
our evil plans.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how's things been going for you and Matthews Effects lately?
Great, yeah. So it's been an interesting year because I've spent a lot of time investing towards next year. You know, like we have all these really exciting plans and projects that I'm working on. So it's been fun to just kind of have our our set line that people are familiar with and that people are really passionate about, and then just working towards next year, which I think will be really exciting.
Yeah. So you're able to look forward and think of new stuff.
Yeah.
Anything you can share with us, or is it still kind of all top secret at this point?
It's top secret at this point, only because like I'm a firm believer in like I hate announcing something and not having it ready to ship. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
because you never know. Like you can be really optimistic about stuff, and just genuine hurdles come up, and before you know it, it's 6 months. It's it's a year later. And
People don't seem to like that very much when that happens, right?
yeah, it's frustrating, and it's not the best experience for customers. So I really try to keep it as close as possible to where it's like, no, I know for sure it's launching.
Cool.
You know, we can announce.
So those who are watching right now, they can expect maybe some news around NAMM time?
Yeah,
January
definitely.
NAMM? Okay.
Yes, we are launching some new stuff at NAMM.
Yeah. So how do you balance that as like a pedal builder, kind of that supporting your existing products, but then always moving forward and releasing new stuff? How do you kind of balance that?
It's been interesting because this year's been unique towards the history of the company. So it's been a lot of learning on how to do that, and then kind of changing up what Jared, my employee, does as kind of supporting that. So I was actually kind of realizing today, like I've kind of been in a tunnel coding for like months and months and months now. I feel like I'm just pulling my head out, and I'm like, oh, there's stuff I should do.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of coming back and I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, like we're doing new video content, and we're kind of re-pushing stuff because we have really passionate followers, which we're very like super lucky to have. But it's always great to just get new content, fresh stuff out for people to see and get excited about and inspired about.
Very cool. And so how do you kind of, as you look at maybe the industry, the guitar industry, so how do you kind of navigate what products you might release? You know, is there any trends that you try to predict, or how do you kind of approach your new product design?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit kind of like all that, right? Like you want to obviously it's a business, and you want to come out with products that people will buy and they're interested in buying, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a unique industry where it's also kind of an artistic expression, and you want to do stuff that's, how do you capture that in a bottle, right? Like how do you even put your thumb on what is creative?
Yeah.
So it's a bit of trying to be like, what are people interested in, and then me personally going like, what inspires me, or what would inspire me or get me excited about buying a product, and then trying to create that experience for the customer.
Yeah. So instead of maybe going for like a clone of something that has existed forever, you're trying to push the envelope and let people be creative with their guitar playing, right?
Yeah, I really want to try to be ahead of what I'm shooting for, is to be ahead of the industry rather than trying to catch up.
Yeah.
And that's what's exciting for me, is coming out with stuff that no one has done before, or no one has done it this particular way. Stuff that is just genuinely like exciting and interesting.
That's cool. So do you feel like people are anticipating that you're one of those companies that's going to always do that? Do you think you've kind of created that for yourself, like that expectation maybe?
I hope so. That's something I've talked a lot about ever since the beginning, is trying to look at stuff look at the industry from like outside the box, because there's a lot of stuff that's, I think, a lot of builders take for granted in terms of like, this is just the way it's done, you know,
Yeah.
like, and if you look at our pedals, like the switches are offset, they're different heights, we do different things with our knobs jumping between two different rows. And so I really try to look at it not as a gimmick, but more of like, what can we genuinely do to make something better than the way it's already done?
Yeah, very cool. So what is your favorite product from your lineup right now?
Honestly, and this is
You can't, like, since you can't share anything that's coming up, which is usually your favorite at the point, right?
Yeah.
What about from what we know of your product line right now?
It's usually whatever I played last, and what I played last just an hour ago was the Astronomer.
Okay.
And so just being able to dive deep into that, and because for me, like the truth, like the hidden truth of pedals, right? You know, people chase after $3,000 pedals or you know, these expensive rare pedals, but the real truth of it is, it's not about how expensive it is, it's about how it inspires you, right?
Right.
And if a $3,000 pedal doesn't inspire you, then it's not worth more than a $50 Boss pedal or something that truly does inspire you.
Definitely.
And so that's also when I look at designing, is like, what inspires you? And so when I think about like what pedal I like the most, it's whatever I played last, because that's usually whatever like inspired me the most.
Yeah. So how do you balance that challenge of because this is something that we deal with all the time. How do you balance that challenge of remaining inspired and actually playing what you do versus dealing with all the business stuff at the same time?
Yeah, it's hard, right? Like, first thing I learned a couple of years I was doing this was, man, I thought I'd be playing guitar more. Like, you know, you get so pulled into like the business dynamics and running everything and managing people that it's easy to go like, man, I'm playing guitar in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's what's been really great lately is kind of forcing myself into a place of just like stopping for 20 minutes and just playing, you know, just noodling around. And then I started capturing that and doing videos and trying to just share that. I'm just like, this isn't good playing, or like
this is what you get right
yeah,
now,
this
right?
isn't super polished, this isn't like it's straight, you know, unprocessed audio. It's just me messing around, coming up with sounds, having fun with it.
Yeah, cool. I know that's a challenge for us. People have said, man, it must be so cool, you got a wall full of guitars and pickups and you can just jam all day. I'm like, I don't have time to jam. I gotta build stuff, I gotta create things. And I know that's always something I enjoy asking other people about, because it's kind of like we almost need to like get together, like challenge each other. Hey, did you play guitar this week?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm focused on getting this shipment out, or dealing with this customer, or dealing with this, or you know, inventory management or stuff, you know, kind of boring stuff.
Yeah.
It's not guitar, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that's to me that's one of my greatest challenges, is how do I continue to you're talking about all these things like inspiration and all this stuff, and like if we're not inspired as owners, we're not really doing our job efficiently. You know, and creating new stuff. Any questions for us as we just showed up at your doorstep here today?
Yeah, what's exciting? What are you guys working on?
Oh man, so we've got as most know, we've released a full guitar line. We have 2 different models. We have a couple of variations of our single cut, the Les Bois. So we've got a contoured version, we've got a semi-hollow version. So that's been really taking up a lot of time. So basically our shop is part pickups, there's an office in between, and then another bay for guitar manufacturing. So we build everything from lumber all the way through, and we spent the last 2.5 years developing that process. And so I think we've been very stretched the last few years, and guitar is always something that I started messing with guitars, and then Porter pickups became a full-time job.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of getting back into the guitar game, because again, it's the passion thing. It's like, what do you want to do? You know, that's one of the challenges as a business owner. No one's telling you what to do.
Yeah.
We're not working for someone else necessarily, but we got to keep creating. We got to keep kind of scratching that itch. And someone asked me why we did guitars, and I just said that we have to, and that was good enough answer, you know, because we've got to build them, and we've got to chase this dream. And you know, it's something that was a lot of failure in the past for me, and so now getting back into guitars is like, all right, really confident in what we're building. We're building some awesome instruments, and then we get to feature the pickups, so they're very interconnected as well. So that's been consuming all of our time, trying to kind of juggle both sides of the shop, and you know, serving our pickup customers, and then now introducing our guitars to some new people. But it's a challenge.
Yeah.
For sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's a quick sit down with Rick from Matthews Effects. Rick, thanks so much, man.
Yeah.
It was good to chat with you. Sorry again for I called you and I said, hey, I'm at your doorstep here. So we're here, and he's generous enough to sit down with us. And so if you have not checked out Matthews Effects, you need to do that. How can they find you?
MatthewsEffects.com, Facebook, social media, we're all over there, so you can always Matthews Effects.
Matthews Effects. Yes, and available at several retailers around the country.
All your favorite dealers, Sweetwater, Z-Sounds, Guitar Center, Musician's Friend.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you can grab one of his pedals if you're watching this. They pair well with Porter pickups.
Yes, they do.
We have evidence that they work well together. So thanks again, Rick. Appreciate your time. All right, so we're hitting the road. We stopped by one of our dealers from a long time ago. Check this out. This is the old logo and the old prices. Look at that, 150 bucks for a set. This is probably 10 plus years old.
That's crazy.
So he had these flyers up in the shop, so I really had to go and grab one of these. That's pretty awesome. Piece of Porter history.
Yeah,
right
you
there.
saw that thing right away and you're like, oh, I remember this.
Yeah, I saw that. And I'm like, oh my goodness. All right, so we are still on the road. We're halfway to our destination.
Yeah,
Let's
I'll be there soon.
let's go get to the guitar show. Okay, we're here. Guitar show. We have
Guitars.
pickups and
pickups.
guitars.
Yeah.
We made it. We're set up. The show just started, so we're ready to rock and hopefully have a good show today. We'll do a little shot of the booth here as well, so you can see what it looks like. Here we go. Guitar show, yay. Video. I'll get your face on there. All right, welcome back. I guess welcome back to us. We're back in the shop. We've had a few tired days, I would say. That was our first kind of on the road Porter TV. So hopefully you enjoyed that process of us stopping in at Rick Matthews' place and checking out his shop and just kind of going through the guitar show motions. We didn't really film a lot of the guitar show. We have a little bit of clips kind of showing the experience, but we did have a good time at the show. So why don't we start with you? Kind of, what was your highlights of the weekend as we're back in the groove here?
Well, I liked going around to all the shops, and so we went to 5 shops, and so we kind of, it was just good to see kind of the feel of the shop, because every time you walk in, immediately there's a few things that kind of you notice. So it was just kind of nice to go to 5 shops and kind of see the different vibes everywhere, and just looking at all these guitars. And then the guitar show is just, it's so overwhelming. I mean, it's kind of loud, sure, but there's just so much cool stuff there. And but there's also a lot of people stopping by the booth, and you want to just make sure they, get all the right information. And, so many people still don't know where we are or what we do. So it's just cool to get down to like the ground level, I guess, and talk to people. We talked about kind of as we were driving the whole dynamic of we're always here at the shop building stuff, and it was nice to actually be out there showing it and maybe playing a little bit more guitar. We got a chance to spend a little more time with some of our guitars, and for me it was a good chance to just evaluate kind of, we have some guitars from different eras. I want to say eras, but it's only been a couple of years since we started making guitars, but we've got a couple of those from different spots, and just kind of looking at some of the quality and some of the changes that we've made, and seeing it and feeling it in those guitars was actually really good for me, except for it makes my brain turn, and I'm like, okay, we got to fix this and fix that and make this better. But yeah, it was fun to go to a lot of different shops. I think I enjoyed the show experience as well. We had some good talks. We had a lot of people who had heard of us and wanted to come by and check out the guitars and check out the pickups, and that was fun. We had a good time. Some people have mentioned they were watching one of our Guitar Build Series videos as well, and they said, I've been enjoying that, and they came and met us, and so it's kind of cool to see again, like we're here making videos and we're doing all this stuff. There is people watching them. There's people that are watching. So for the however many people are watching the Porter TV, hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Yeah. And we're gonna try to keep it interesting. Sometimes it's always hard to remember to turn the camera on. But there's just 2 of us, really. Yeah. So we've got a lot of stuff going on at any given time. But we had a pretty good week so far. We're chugging through some orders, and
and getting some stuff out. So we're excited to get through this next stage, and we're actually just about to sit down and film some stuff about our wide ranges. So we just installed some wide range pickups in a local customer's guitar, and we're going to do a little feature on those. So you can look for that coming up on our YouTube channel, probably around the time that this is released or shortly after. You'll be able to see a little bit more about the wide ranges. And I did mention that build series video, so we're actually taking one of our semi-hollow Les Bois and walking through the whole build process. I think we've mentioned it on Porter TV before, but I wanted to make sure that they can watch it. They can follow that process. We're getting to the point where the body and the neck are cut. We're starting to sand things, and soon to be making pickups for it.
Yes.
So it's getting more and more real. It's very fun, and I think people have enjoyed kind of going through the process, showing our methods and our steps to building a full guitar from lumber. So hopefully you'll enjoy that, and we'll have to fight over what pickups to put in that guitar.
Yeah, it'll be some fun deliberation over what goes in there.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just cool to see that, like, this one, even still, we keep pushing some of our limits, and trying to figure out more stuff, and just to keep making cool builds. And I mean, this one has a really cool feature that you'll know more about it when it's getting close to being done. So just stay tuned, and just you know where to find all of our links to all of our stuff and everything like that. So we appreciate it. And
so I gotta bring up the best dad joke of the weekend.
Oh yeah.
So I think we told you already, but so we had a guy come up to our booth, and he thought there was a gentleman next to us that was selling some older Vox AC-15s and some other amps, and so he thought we were selling those, and he was asking me about price.
I wish.
He was asking about pricing, and I said, I don't know, they're not mine, and he's like, well, where did the guy go? And he was looking under the table and it was like an old dad joke guy, and then he started talking to me. He's like, I like the feet wired amp better than the hand wired amp. And I was like, oh no. That was kind of the fun moment. I think that was towards the end of the day, and we knew we had an 8-hour drive back home.
Mm-hmm. We hadn't eaten anything at that point, so we were definitely kind of
so the jokes weren't really. I wasn't absorbing the jokes as well as maybe I should have, but that was a pretty funny story. And the show had everything from fake Les Pauls to a 1954 Strat and
40s Martins, and just beautiful. Like, this guy next to us had like this rack of like 4 or 5 really vintage Martins, really nice. Yeah,
lots of good stuff.
It hurts your wallet going to these guitar shows.
Right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching again, the Porter TV. We've appreciated you guys and your support. We always say that, but we mean it, and we're excited to continue more of these episodes. If you have any suggestions for maybe episodes you'd like to see, or topics for us to cover, anything really, we're up for whatever.
Let us know.
Let's get some new stuff out there for sure, and we'll see you guys soon.